All right, let's dive right into the secrets behind truly great writing, all thanks to the insights of author Ugur Bhatti. We're going to explore the art and, maybe surprisingly, the engineering behind crafting a powerful story. So let's start with this fundamental question every writer has to grapple with. Is writing some kind of magical act? A spontaneous burst of inspiration that just flows out of you? Or is it more like calculated engineering, built on a solid foundation of structure, discipline, and analysis? It's a debate that really gets to the very heart of the craft. To really unpack this, we're going to walk through 5 key ideas that help turn writing from this big mystery into a craft you can actually manage. We'll kick things off with the paradox itself, then get into building a blueprint, creating a daily ritual, understanding the power of language, and wrapping it all up with the writer's essential mindset. Okay, let's jump into our first section and dig right into that central paradox. How on earth can something as structured as engineering possibly coexist with something as free and creative as art? This quote pretty much perfectly captures that traditional view, right? The idea that creativity is this pure, untouchable force. A lot of writers feel that if you try to analyze it, if you try to break it down, you'll break the magic and the writing will end up feeling stiff and lifeless. But here's the thing. Bhatti argues that this is actually a pretty dangerous myth, especially when you're working on something complex like a novel. Without that analytical approach, a writer can just so easily lose the plot. Literally? Can you imagine a character who starts out as a wisecracking comedian, but because the author's mood changed over the year they were writing, he ends up as this depressive philosopher? That's the kind of inconsistency that just completely shatters a reader's trust. So, the big question is, how do you actually apply structure without killing all that wonderful creativity? Well, it all starts with a blueprint. And this isn't about writing by numbers. It's about giving your creativity a rock-solid foundation to build on. And this analogy of a detective's evidence board is just brilliant. It really gets to the core of the method. Before you even think about writing chapter 1, you map everything out. Your characters, their motivations, their relationships, the big plot twists. This concept map makes sure that every single piece of your story has a purpose and connects logically to everything else. This whole process, this is what we're talking about when we say analytical writing. It's not about taking creativity out of the equation. Far from it. It's about making deliberate, conscious choices. So instead of just wandering around in the dark hoping you stumble upon a great story, you're actually building a roadmap that guides you straight to your destination. You see, this method gives you a really clear, actionable process, and it works great for nonfiction too. You start with the big picture content map, then you structure your chapters. It's only after you've laid down all the core information that you go back in and add the flavor. The anecdotes and stories that make people really connect with your ideas. It's a framework that brings order to the creative chaos. Okay, so you've got the blueprint, but a blueprint is pretty useless without the builders, right? So how does this structure actually get built? Well, it's not through some sudden bolt of lightning. It's through consistent, daily work. Turns out the muse tends to favor the people who actually show up. Now, this is Ugur Bhattu's personal writing schedule, and it's a huge testament to pure discipline. He doesn't sit around waiting to feel creative. He sits down at 10 o'clock at night and he works until 4 in the morning. This really drives home a core principle. Writing is a job. It requires showing up and putting in the hours no matter what your mood is. And a huge, huge part of that discipline is being willing to be your own toughest critic. The goal isn't just to write something, it's to write the absolute best version of it. And that means being ready to revise, to rewrite, and even to completely tear down your work if that's what it takes to serve the final story. All right, so we've covered the big picture stuff, the blueprint and the discipline. Now let's zoom all the way in to the micro level, the actual words and sentences that make up the fabric of your story. And this is such a key idea to grasp. Language isn't just there to give people information, it's there to create an atmosphere. Every single choice you make, from the words to the sentence structure, is a tool you can use to control the pacing, the emotion, and the entire feel of your narrative. Just take a look at this. It really shows you the direct cause and effect of these little choices. You want to write a frantic, fast-paced action scene? Pack your sentences with verbs. Want to make your reader really stop and think about something? Ask them a question directly. These aren't just random stylistic things. They are precise, engineered choices. Okay, for our final section, let's tie all of this together with the mindset that every single aspiring writer should try to adopt. This is the why. It's the philosophy that fuels all that hard work and discipline we've been talking about. And this is about understanding the real reward of writing. For most, it's a deeply personal journey. Bateau calls it a settling of accounts with one's own consciousness. It's a solitary path where you spend hundreds and hundreds of hours alone with your thoughts, trying to shape them into something meaningful. So what's your call to action? Well, here are the big takeaways. First, start looking at the world around you as a collection of stories, and take notes. Second, remember that writing is a universal skill for everyone. Third, be ready to destroy your work to make it better. And maybe most importantly, find your discipline, because your process is always more important than your inspiration. So we'll leave you with that question. Armed with the tools of an engineer and the spirit of an artist, what kind of blueprint are you going to create? What story is out there just waiting for you to bring it to life?